Welcome back, Eurovision lovers, to Eurovision 365 with me, Padraig. And I am continuing with my chats with Eurosong finalists, Eurosong 2022 finalists, I should say. And this time I'm joined by Rachel Goode. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you getting on?
Great. Yeah, things have been busy and it's been great.
You must be super, super proud of getting into the national final.
Yeah, the story behind how it happened is a bit different
Yeah.
to everyone else's, I think.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, will I tell you?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, the song was submitted obviously without an Irish artist. And the song got chosen, and then they needed an Irish artist. So I think RTE gave them a few names, but it didn't work out for whatever reason. And then they took to Instagram and they found me. So I use the hashtag Irish Singer a lot on different things. Like, whenever I post anything, I use the hashtag Irish Singer. I'm quite active, I suppose you could say, on social media.
Yeah.
And yeah, they found me, they came across me, and they said they loved my voice, they loved my look, they loved my vibe, and they just thought it would really suit the song. And they got in touch, and that's how it happened.
You were scouted by RTA. That's up there then, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was scouted by the songwriters themselves, but they then had to go to RTE and say, look, we found someone, and make sure they were happy. So, yeah.
So that song came to you then.
The song came to me, yeah.
And when you heard it, when the first time you heard it, what was that like? What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, so they said to me, we know that you sing like a lot of folk stuff and you're classically trained, but this is like a very 80s pop song. But they were like, we've watched loads of your videos, and you can kind of turn your hand to any genre, so we think your voice is fab and it would really fit the song. So I said, look, let me hear it and we'll go from there. I said I love a bit of 80s. So I was driving actually in the car when I got it, so I downloaded it and was listening away in the car, and sure, immediately, like, I was like, oh, this is a bop. Like, I was bopping along, and yeah, I got all those nostalgia vibes, like Bonnie Tyler, steps. Like, I was just getting all them. Like, I was getting the 80s vibes from it, like, for sure.
Yeah.
It made me happy. It made me smile. I just loved the positivity of it. So yeah, I was very drawn to the track.
Very drawn to it. What was it? Was it because of that sort of 80s boppy sound? You say, Richard, yeah, typically they could be more traditional, folky type singer. Was it because it was quite different? Is that the reason it appealed to you, do you think?
Yeah, like, I suppose, growing up, I always sang everything. Like, I was like, my parents used to listen to country and Irish folk, so that's kind of what drew me to that. And, as I got older, I kind of started to, I suppose, be drawn more to that because I thought my voice suited that style as well. But like, I've always been a little pop star, diva, all beneath it. I was absolutely obsessed with the Spice Girls. My dad brought me to Wembley Stadium when I was 7 to see them, because I was literally obsessed. All I wanted to be was Baby Spice, but I had brown hair, so
I was going to ask, which one were you wanting to be?
Oh, Baby Spice. I was literally Baby Spice. I used to wear my hair in the 2 buns and everything. So yeah, like, I've always like, I love all music. I'm not like there's nothing I don't like, and I listen to pop music all the time. Like, I mean, I listen when I'm getting ready to go places, like, I have the charts on, and then some days I feel like I might want a bit more of a chill out vibe, so I have a chill out playlist, and then I have a country playlist, and I, like, my playlists on Spotify are like, so the song, for me, when I heard it first, it just made me feel so happy, and it reminded me of a lot of the stuff I would listen to, before a night out or on a night out, the stuff I want to dance to, and the stuff,
It's got a nostalgic vibe to it, this song.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose it does have that kind of, I thought, at least, it had like sort of Bonnie Tyler-esque vibes to it. And I suppose whenever we think of Eurovision, I think I said that as well. I think when we think of Eurovision, think of modern songs, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, they've reflected since. And I think, you know, 80s is actually making a comeback in terms of the sound, isn't it? You know, and whenever I reflect on that retrospectively, there is a sense that the 80s sound is coming back. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. And actually,
at Eurovision too.
And I do actually think, like, in the Eurosong itself this year, a lot of the songs have a kind of 80s retro vibe to them. I think this particular song is probably quite different to the others, but it still has, you know, some of the elements are quite similar in some of the songs. But for sure, you know, this song for me screamed Eurovision, even though, funny, someone I think screenshotted what I said about this song screaming Eurovision and retweeted it and said something like, you can tell this girl hasn't watched Eurovision in over a decade, but actually I watch it every year. So I was like, am I watching a different show, or, you know? But yeah, in my opinion, to me, this was so Eurovision. But I think at the same time, it's very different to what Ireland maybe have put forward before. You know, I mean, I know there has been a lot of pop songs, you know, like we've had Jedward, and who had a massive show in pop songs. And I mean, last year, Leslie Roy, I loved her song. The year before that, I think when she had the 2020 song, that was kind of very Katy Perry. That's the vibes I got from it. But this song, again, is quite different I think will be very different for Ireland.
I do get the sense that RTE are trying something quite different. As I've said to some of the other ones I've been chatting to, it's great to have a national final back again, but there does seem to be a lot of different genres. You know, it's like you said, some of that, and I agree with that, there's a lot of 80s sounds on there, but it's such a great thing, isn't it, that we have a national final, but we're sort of hopefully appealing to lots of different people and audiences.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the 6 songs are all very different, you know. But as you say, hopefully we are appealing to, you know, different audiences. Vision has evolved so much as well over the years. When you think way back to, you know, the massive hits like In Your Eyes and Why Me and Rock and Roll Kids, they were just phenomenal songs, and they're still so poignant now, you know. But the Eurovision has evolved so much from that now, it's such a show, the staging and the graphics and, you know, fire spitting out and wind machines and it's gone
Let's have a wind machine. I hope you have a wind machine, do you?
Maybe. We're hoping for one, so we just have to see if it works out.
Need one.
Yeah. The Eurovision has just evolved so much, you know, years ago, a massive ballad with absolutely no graphics or no dancers or anything, that was a thing, whereas now it's evolved so much into such a show. But ballads are still you know, amazing and still doing really well, but it has evolved, you know. And as I suppose Michael was also saying as well, it is a pop song competition, because I know there's a lot of people out there that really want to go back to the roots of Ireland and put on, you know, something really Irish and traditional. And you know, I get that. I mean, we in this country, we're very proud of our culture and very proud of, you know, our traditional Irish music and stuff like that, but maybe some stuff like that was submitted and maybe it wasn't good enough, or maybe, you know, you just don't know. I suppose I'm reading lots of things on Twitter, you know.
It sounds like you know your stuff when it comes to Eurovision. You mentioned some of the last super winners, Neve and Rock and Roll Kids, and obviously The Voice. That's obviously very, very traditional, and that of course won. But that was 1996, and as you say, staging is so different. We didn't have all the LED screens back then. You know, there's a couple of TVs, and really in the background somewhere, and it has evolved so much. And I think that's where maybe as a nation we have lacked somewhat, adapting to that evolution and thinking, we're good at what we do and we don't need to change. And to some degree I agree with that. But I think what you're saying and others are saying is like we have to evolve. We can't just turn up with a ballad and nothing else happening on stage, like, because that's just not going to go anywhere.
I know. And I suppose, like, as I was saying there, it is hard for Irish people because we are so proud of our country and so proud of our culture, you know. So to
Under
kind of,
victories.
yeah, so to kind of, and I
Definitely.
suppose this song, like, especially this song, you know, I'm Loving Me, like it's not Irish, but actually, to be honest, I don't think any song that's in the Eurosong this year has that Irish element. Maybe one has a slightly Irish feel to it, but yeah, like, and I think, I don't know. It's hard to know what people want or what's going to win. Like, I mean, I thought Leslie Roy's song last year was fab. Like, I really liked it, and I'm surprised it didn't get further. So it's hard to know what is wanted for Ireland to make it to the final.
That's the key ingredient that we're hopefully going to the recipe. Hopefully, we're going to have that recipe this year. You know, because
Yeah.
there is that pressure, I suppose, because we haven't done so well this last while to not just get to semi-final, but to get through the
I
semi-final.
know.
Not,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to think about things like that, though, isn't it? To think, oh,
Yeah.
you know, or is it? I don't know. Is that a pressure to think of?
For me, I suppose what I'm thinking of at the moment is the fourth, you know,
Yes. Yes.
and getting through that, and but then yeah, I suppose getting further than that, like, I mean, it would be absolutely amazing. Personally, I think this song is very different for Ireland, and maybe that's a good thing. Like, maybe that's something they need, you know. In saying that, it could go ahead and not go in the favor, but or it could go in their favor. But that's the same with all six songs. You know, you just don't
Sure.
know what way they're going to go down in the Eurovision. I mean, in my head, I just think it's perfect Eurovision song.
Yeah. Yeah. You. It's called "I'm Loving Me," but I can tell you're loving it. You know, it's very empowering. It's a very empowering song. It was my feel to it.
Like, it is that, like, feeling of, you know, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And this song is all about that journey and, you know, getting to that stage where you finally are content and happy in yourself and you're free. And I suppose, like, I'm 30 years of age. I've been through the mill of life, of various, you know, ups and downs, and, you know, I've been through stages of my life where I was absolutely miserable in myself, but, like, I didn't really know it at the time, you know. And I went through stages of feeling completely lost. I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of like, you know, I felt like I was having a bit of a midlife crisis, you know, in my 20s. But yeah, so this song kind of spoke to me as well because of that, because it's so positive. Like, you can't really listen to it, even if you, okay, everyone has their opinions and people might not like the
Yeah.
song, but you can't listen
Yeah.
to it and feel sad. You know what I mean?
No.
Positive
Yeah.
vibe about
Yeah.
it. It's kind of like it's an
Yeah.
earworm, because I know my
Yeah.
granddad, like, he doesn't like pop music at all. Like, he's very, you know, he's very traditional, and he loves country music. And when he first heard it, he was like, wouldn't be into pop music now myself. But then he said, he came to me there last week and he said, do you know what? I've actually listened to the song a few times now, and the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I'm like, well, coming from you, because he just does, he's not a pop, you know, it's not his thing. But
That's
he
a
likes
big
it.
compliment.
Yeah,
That's
he
a big
likes
compliment then.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure he won't be the only one that likes it.
No, you know
Rachel.
what? It's getting so much love, and I'm getting so many lovely messages and lovely comments. So yeah, I'm very grateful. Like, yeah.
You seem like to be a fan of the contest.
I've watched the Eurovision since I was a child. Yeah. So yeah, big fan.
Yeah. What's your favorite memories?
Favorite memories. But I know my favorite song. And that I suppose, as a memory, that does stick out for me, because I remember watching it. It was I can't exactly remember the year, but it was Sweden, and the song was Euphoria. And I remember when I was watching it, you know, and they were going through the different countries, and I remember when that came on, and I was like, and as soon as it started, there was a wind machine, and yeah, I know, I remember it so clearly, and I was like, oh my god, that song is amazing. I was like, that has to win. Like, if that doesn't win, I mean, I just won't watch it. I mean, I was being dramatic, but I was like, that has to win. And I was like, that's going to be in the nightclub this weekend. And I remember saying, I don't know who I was with at the time, but I remember being like, I will put money with you that will be in the nightclub on Saturday night. And at the time I was going out a lot, I think, because I was younger. And it won, and lo and behold, it was in the nightclub that weekend. And I remember for months and months dancing away to that song, and I was like, I knew this was going to be a hit.
Yeah, it was so instant that's actually 10 years ago now. Yeah, that was such an instant song. The same with Heroes as well, again from Sweden. A few years later, that was a song I heard at their Melody Festival, and that, like, I was like, this has to win, not just Melody Festival, but it's going to win Eurovision. It was just so powerful.
Sweden have won and haven't they won 6, and Ireland
Yeah.
have won 7, so they're like,
they're one behind. That's why we need to win.
I know, and this song was written by Swedish people, so I mean, Sweden, Ireland, maybe Wayne. I mean, be the best combination ever.
Why not? It'd be imagine if the Swedish writers were responsible for Ireland being 2 contests ahead of their home country.
I think they'd be delighted. Because honestly,
I think they would too.
Yeah, they are so lovely. They are the loveliest group of people. I mean, they've just made me feel so, I suppose, welcome, because they've welcomed me into their team. And it's been like a pleasure working with them, and they've worked really hard on this song, they kind of, I suppose, they took from last year. They tried to really combine a lot of the elements that make a Eurovision song, so they really tried to get them all together, and key changes, and so they worked really hard to try and make the perfect Eurovision song, so I hope I do that justice for them on the night.
I'm sure you will.
I'm so proud to be from Ireland. When people ask me where I'm from, I just couldn't be prouder to say that I'm Irish. So to represent my country, would just be, oh my God, an absolute honour, and dream. I've been singing ever since I was a child, and I love nothing more than being on the stage. When I'm on the stage, I literally forget life exists. Do you know what I mean? It's literally it's the most amazing feeling. I love it so much. So yeah, to get onto that stage and be representing my country, I can't even put it into words. It would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be such an honour, wouldn't it, to represent the nation? It's one of the biggest song festivals in the world. It's been going since 1926, so it's been around a while.
I know. The Late Late Show has 2.2 million people watching, and Eurovision has something like 400 million or something?
Oh God, it changes every year. One year is
1,000 million of us.
Somebody had said 1 year way back. I don't know how that was worked out, but it varies from year to year. But it's a huge. If you get to Turin, you're basically singing to 100 million, 200 million, 300 million.
Yeah, I would literally love that. I'm literally
Imagine.
Oh my God, it doesn't even make me feel nervous. It just makes me feel
I love to hear that. I love hearing that.
Excited and I'm just oh my God, if that was the case, I'd be bring it on.
Wow, bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a singer, but when you're a child, in my head, a singer was someone that was famous, and fame to me when I was a 7-year-old was so something that was just not reachable at all. So my actual real job, as they say, was going to be a teacher. I was always going to be a teacher growing up. So yeah, it's something I wanted to be anyway. So yeah.
It's been awesome chatting to you about this. I mean, is there anything you want to say to any fans that might be watching this video?
I just firstly want to say thanks so much. The support has been absolutely phenomenal. It's so nice to look at that Spotify Artists app and see so many people listening to the song all the time. Every time I go in, it's constantly there's people listening, and I can't get over it. And the amount of streams, the amount of people that have watched the videos, all the lovely messages, the lovely tweets, the lovely comments. I appreciate them all. I read them all. I think I've replied to everyone, and if I haven't, I'm sorry. I want to try and get back to everyone. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the 4th of February, and please vote for I'm Loving Me.
All I want to say is thank you so much for joining me and chatting to me. Honest Oh, thanks for agreeing. And I genuinely want to wish you the very best of luck. Eurosong 2022, the Late Show Special is on RTE on Friday the 4th of February. And remember to tune in and support the acts that you are loving. So thank you so much once again, Rachel, for joining me.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.